Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the conversation series.
Because creators are businesses.
What we do is not simple.
Give, the fans everything that they deserve.
Being creative
is like doing a 5,000 piece puzzle.
is something that you can learn and do over and over again.
Always be as authentic as I can be.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the conversation series. I am so excited today to have Miss Renae Gabriel here with me. She is the Green Bay Packers social media manager. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I am so excited because you and I have a connection point, actually. My dad went to Michigan State, and
No
so
way. Go
I
green.
go white. I always say I'm like I went to NC State University. I bleed red, black, and white, but I grew up in a green and white household, and so that is just part of my heart.
I feel that about like growing up in a home that's very like passionate about a certain fan base and then like
Yeah.
leaving to do my own thing. So I understand that.
There you go. I want to start with and just dig into your background. Where did sports become such a passion for you that it led you down to working in sports?
Yeah, I grew up an athlete. I am an only child, but my parents wanted like six kids, which is extreme. And so I feel like my dad and my mom, but I feel like my dad specifically just wanted to raise me as like six different children. So they just put me in everything.
Good.
So I was a gymnast my whole life. I tried basketball, but knowing I was a gymnast my whole life, I'm very short. So that didn't really work out very well. But any sport you could imagine, they wanted me to try it. And after high school, like I knew I wanted to do something like entertainment industry wise. Originally I wanted to be like a music producer or like music journalist or something. And then my freshman year, I just kind of realized like I miss sports and I wanted to really dedicate my time to that. So yeah, that's kind of how it began. It was just kind of a whole lifestyle my whole life.
I love it. And you've helped shaped the digital voice of iconic teams, Packers, Mariners, Michigan State Athletics. How do you approach capturing the essence of a brand that already has a very deep legacy and still innovate within it?
Great question. I definitely approach it from like a storytelling side. I have an undergrad in journalism. I got my master's in journalism, so it's very like just ingrained in me. And everybody has a story. Everybody has something that makes them unique and stand out. And I love being able to figure out what that is and share it with as many people as possible. So a really fun thing that I did like with Michigan State is we had a ton of different teams that I was kind of helping shape their identity with. So I would talk to all of our coaches and just kind of ask like what are the three words that describe your team and then just kind of create a strategy around that. And then just try to learn who our players are, who
Yeah.
our coaches are, just like what makes them tick, and then just kind of form content and strategy around that.
Is that the question you ask when you walk into a new organization like the Packers or like Michigan State, or is there a first question you ask to get a pulse on the brand?
Yeah, it's really just what the goals are.
Okay.
Like who do you want to be? What's your identity? And then how can I fit into that? And how can I help just show everybody what that is and all of
Absolutely.
that stuff. Yeah.
You've been a social media manager in sports since 2016. You've seen the social media space just absolutely evolve over the past decade. Is there a trend or a strategy that used to work but now feels so outdated or just like shouldn't be one of those things that's still around?
Oh, I love that question. I think it is, hmm. I don't want to say it's personal preference, but just something that I've noticed
Yeah.
a little bit is just like brands just trying to do what's trendy and like
Yeah.
have their voice sound trendy when it's
Yeah.
not really authentic to who the actual brand is. And it works for people. I'm not saying don't do it, but like if that truly is like your brand and that's like where you're going, that's amazing and you're really good at that.
Yeah.
But I think some people, or not some people, just some brands and organizations, they get a little caught up in trends. And sometimes it just doesn't, it feels forced. And that's something that I am very passionate about, I guess, because I place a lot of importance on that of like if it works or if it doesn't, or if we're just trying to enter a conversation that is not made for us.
I think it's been a really relevant conversation. There was a very pop culture event that happened over the weekend that uh, it was a very big thing that I was actually reading an article on LinkedIn, like, should brands participate in this? And of course, we've seen reenactments at sports games. We've seen all these different things. But it's so interesting because it's like, do you get to a certain point that a lot of people are doing it, or is there just a line that brands shouldn't cross with certain trending things because they just have been around. They have been used so much, all these different factors.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that though, because of the whole culture thing. And I don't know if that's what you're talking
I
about.
was.
It's funny you bring that up though, because after it happened and on like Wednesday or whatever,
Yeah.
we like sent it around our team social Slack channel. Like, do we do something? Like, how do we enter this conversation? And I'm just like, I don't know if like anything that we're brainstorming is actually gonna
Yeah.
make sense. And then I was actually at the Coldplay concert on Saturday, and I saw like the four little cheeseheads right by the stage, and I was like, "This is great!" Like, I
Yeah.
took a picture of it before the concert started, and I was like, this could be a thing." And then they did the whole portion of like going around, like reading the signs. I was like, "I wonder if they're gonna talk about the cheeseheads." And then they brought them on stage, and I was like, "This is so perfect."
This is
And we just made
Thank
it
you
work.
for making my job easier.
Pretty much. No, for real. And like it just felt so authentic to us at the time. And like even then, like after we posted it, I was like, is this like too late in the game? But we made it work and
I
I don't
love it.
know. It was great.
I love it. How do you like to define engagement in 2025, especially in social? Like, has the definition changed since your time with college athletics or even the Mariners?
Yes, absolutely. And I think the goals for engagement have changed. And for Michigan State, our engagement was like really recruiting based. So I
Yeah.
feel like we were trying to get more from that lens.
Yeah.
And then the Mariners, I feel like we were a really young team at the time and just trying to promote the young guys, the farm system and all of that. So I feel like I'm gonna say engagement was different back then too. But yeah, and then now for us, like it's not like outward engagement anymore, you know, like there's just a lot more sharing, a lot more sending and stuff like that. So we've seen yeah, just user behavior is completely different. And I feel like we have tried to identify that and just continuingly like
Yeah.
learn about like our audience and just how to reach them.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but being in social media, I've been in here for 8 years. The question that I hate the most is when you present data, you're like, and there people are like, but what does it mean? You're like, it means
Mhm.
that it got 8 shares. That's what it means. It means that this, it's not some philosophical thing, but it's so interesting because you have to try to describe that user behavior, and you're like, I don't know if I can because tomorrow it'll be completely different and we'll do something very similar but have different results to it.
Absolutely. And that's something that we constantly battle. Like
Yeah.
every single meeting, it seems like, just because it's changes so quickly. And what I've learned a lot in this industry and just like leading a team is education is so important. It doesn't ever stop.
Yeah.
And the learning doesn't ever stop. Like I'm constantly building out time in my schedule to just, I don't like read articles and try to do digging on my own end and
Yeah.
like, oh, we saw this pattern happen last week that like this didn't perform for a lot of different teams. Like, is there an algorithm change or is there something to learn from that? Or if it was just like a glitch in the system or something. And yeah.
Yeah. I always like to make sure I'm like, did somebody have an outage today? Is like Instagram been down and everybody's just not been able to use it? Like what's going on? I always look at
I
those
wish it was always one of those things because that would be so much easier to explain.
things. There's a rhyme or reason for that, and there it is.
Absolutely.
Over your time, whether it's with MSU, Mariners, Packers, has there been one piece of content that you've created or helped create that has meant the most to you?
Yeah, I hope I'm answering this question by this answer, but it's not one piece of content, it's more of just like a campaign and just like
Yeah.
helping a team. Um, I mentioned earlier that I was a gymnast my whole life, and with Michigan State, I was able to work really closely with their gymnastics team.
Cool.
And it just felt so great to be welcomed so openly with them. And they knew I was a gymnast, so like it helped with the trust. But it was just so fun being able to work on a strategy together and being able to just really promote the new era of that team and that what they stood for and just how they're working in the future and everything. And they've had so much recent success that it's been really fun to follow. And it was just really great to be able to be in there in the beginning of that.
That's beautiful. I think there's always that one project that sticks with you because it just has some
Oh.
underlining meaning and some things that you're just like, this is like it's that first sort of memory that just
Mhm.
always never leaves you.
Yeah, and it was just the best. And I will always remember that time with like such happy memories. And like I was able to travel with them and like yeah, it was just great.
Yeah. If I gave you a 30-second, very expensive Super Bowl ad spot, but
Oh man.
only to feature behind the scenes content from your time working in social media and your career, what would you showcase?
Oh, what are the goals? What are we trying to get out of this? How deep do we want to go? Hmm. What would I showcase for behind the scenes of my career of that? I don't know. It'd probably just like be really chaotic and it would never stop because I feel like I'm just constantly moving around and like talking to people and trying to like get my finger on the pulse of every situation. But I know it'd also be like really creative because it's really important to me. And I feel like that's kind of how we attack our social strategy. So I feel like it's just a little bit of everything and never stopping and a little chaotic. I don't know if I'm answering your question at
You are.
all,
You are.
but
Yeah.
okay, great. And hopefully it can be really funny because I love keeping things light because it can get really hard during the season a lot of times. But yeah, I'm kind of honestly thinking more of like an office episode just because that's just constantly brought up in our office. Like we literally have office trivia.
I love it.
So yeah, it's probably just a lot of random characters that are very passionate about what they're passionate about and just yeah, a lot of that.
Is your phone just like filled with just videos and photos and all of these things? You have more
Yeah.
work stuff in there than you do actual personal stuff?
Yep, absolutely. And I have a personal phone and I have a work phone. And like my work phone, I don't have any more storage available. And like I continually like dump footage from my phone into
Yeah.
like a OneDrive folder just so I can try to free up space. And it never works.
It's never going away.
No, and they're all great memories. It's all great to have. And
Yeah.
like I'm one of those people that I don't like deleting anything because you'll just never know if you need it in like 10 years. And that's my own issues I need to work on.
I'm the
But yeah.
same way. I'm the same way. I go through 'em- I've like I went and did like 2 terabytes of like iCloud storage because I was running out of space. And
Mhm.
I went and showed my friends like how much photos and videos I have on my phone. They're like, my God. I'm like, remember what I do for a living. I'm like, I need all the space I need. But I'm the same way. I don't like to delete things. I'm like, because I have needed to use those things.
Exactly.
They come back. They come back. In a world flooded with content these days, how do you train your eye to spot the scroll stopper pieces of content?
Ooh, that's a really good question. How do I train my eye? I can't ever just scroll personally. Like I'm always trying to, even like on my own accounts, and I follow like completely different people from sports on there. Like I'm always trying to think of like if something could work for the brand that's not necessarily sports related.
Yeah.
I love just really creative people telling really creative stories or just showcasing information in a completely different way. Um, there's this one creator, I cannot remember her name, unfortunately, but she takes, like, she creates her own PR boxes,
Yeah.
like actual PR. So she's just like using like coloring and like coloring the box and just is like, this is what I would do if I was sent this PR package. And I just thought that that was so creative because it's just like she's creating her own content in her own way based off of really popular content. And just stuff like that, I think, just like doing something differently that no one is really doing before and making it in your own voice and just making it work for who you are. I think that is like the biggest thing that really draws my attention on social.
Is there a habit or a ritual you like to use to stay sharp creatively?
I like to create myself. So
Okay.
if there's a video that I like that I see, I just really want to try to figure out how it's done. Hopefully use that knowledge to help my team, and then maybe they're inspired by something that they see along the way, and then they can kind of take it in their own direction. But I definitely like the challenge of trying to learn something new and figuring it out. And that's kind of how, I don't know, how I try to
Yeah.
stay on top of things like that.
Yeah, I'm similar in that way. Like I taught myself how to edit, video edit. And so anytime I see anybody do anything, I'm like, I want to learn how they did that. I want to figure out how they did it because I'm like, I want to go do it so badly. It's just such an intriguing thing to keep pulling on. I'm like, it keeps me on my toes a little bit too.
Yeah, because you never know what the outcome is going to be, and you're never going to know like how you can take it in your own direction and spin it in a way that works for you. And I
Yeah.
think that that is honestly what I love so much about social media because there are no boundaries.
Yeah.
Like you're never going to be the number one team. Like you can always build upon that, and you can always try to figure out something new to do. And
Yeah.
maybe there's an audience comment that like spurs something, take it a new
Yeah.
direction. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I want to hop into your life today with the Packers and what has surprised you the most about the culture or expectations working with a team with that is such a legendary franchise like the Packers?
I don't know if this was really surprising, but just the level of like audience involvement and audience like passion. Like
Yeah.
I grew up in Wisconsin and I was a Packers fan my whole life, so this is really excuse me, like a dream that I'm able to work for my hometown team. And so like I understood the outside culture of Packers, but like being able to see everything from like such an up close perspective,
Yeah.
it's definitely very similar to that. And that was really great being able to be a part of something like that, like
Yeah.
having my own idea of what it could be and then having it kind of, I don't know, come true has been really
Yeah.
great. And I really love the team that we work with and like my own like digital and social department. Like everybody's been very open. And just really helpful with just like the not the onboarding process, but like just bringing me into everything. And it's very Wisconsin inside and out, and I think that's what makes it so special.
Yeah. I was just about to ask you, do you have a favorite, like, only in Green Bay moment that's kind of like stuck with you outside of like the Cheeseheads at Coldplay? Like, is there a Green Bay moment that has stuck with you all along this way?
We we retired Mason Crosby, and he was probably one of my all-time favorite Packers.
Okay.
And when the day that we were doing that, he was coming in for like the press conference and everything, like we wanted to do one of those like social trend videos of him like picking the card and like this is your next thing. And we were doing that with just objects that he could kick. And he was all for it, and his whole family was there with us during the shoot, and like all of his kids were running around, his
Yeah.
parents were there and like heckling him, and like
So
it
good.
was just such a very like wholesome family moment. And
Yeah.
everyone was just so excited for him and his willingness to do something silly on social. And yeah, I think that's probably one of the biggest things that sticks out.
You took a fascinating detour from sports when you went to United Aviate Academy. What did
Yes.
aviation marketing teach you about storytelling or even brand voice that you've brought back into sports with you?
Oh, I love that question. It's completely different.
Okay.
And it really taught me more about just like the art of storytelling in different ways. And it really kind of showed me that there's more to the story than just like what you're doing. So it's like not
Yeah.
just about aviation, but like the academy was so great because it just welcomed so many different people from so many different lives.
Yeah.
And just being able to tell like their story about how they got into aviation and how they came to Arizona to the academy and their passion for it. Like there's just so many different ways that you can like tell that story. And I think that has really stuck with me.
Yeah.
And bringing into the Packers, I want to do more of that. And like we did a little bit of that last year, but it's definitely like our goal this year to do more like helmet off content and just really like dive deep into who the players are rather than like what you see on the field.
I've had some great conversations with people of, when we do have those helmet off moments, or even in a variety of different sports, uh, you kind of look at athletes like, hey, they're just like us. And I know that's such a crazy thing to think about, but it's like we see these guys play on a field for an infinite amount of games every single like it's crazy to look at them and be like, they're just like us. They like PB&J sandwiches kind of situation. It's really nice to have those moments because it just brings you in closer to
Mhm.
those teams.
And I think that's what people want to see on social more these days. Like they just want to see the person behind everything. And like you're seeing more of that on TikTok. You see that on like vlogs of like people just like sitting in their bedrooms talking about their life. And especially like on our team too, like we have such a young team that they are just trying to figure it out just like everybody else.
Yeah.
And it's been so fun, probably because like my Michigan State experience. So it's kind of like working with the same kind of like people, but yeah, it's just so fun being able to like talk to them and just like
Um,
see how they're doing. And I don't know, like you're so right. They are just humans at the end of the
yeah.
day. They just, yeah, it's great.
Love it. What's a myth people believe about working in social media for a major sports team, and what's the truth?
This is probably a popular one, but that the interns are running everything and the interns are the one posting everything.
I thought you were gonna
Honestly,
be
I
like,
really love those comments.
I thought you were gonna be like, I can get tickets to every every game.
That too. That too. Um, yeah, we can, yeah, I'll talk about both of those, but yeah, it's fun. It's especially like it's funny getting those comments for the Packers because I feel like we are like such a historic
Yeah.
brand and like we haven't really gone crazy on social
Yeah.
ever, and then now we're starting to have a little bit more of like a voice, so it's been really fun seeing some of those comments. But yeah, also the tickets thing. Yeah. Can't
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 do
really
it.
get tickets all the time. I'm really sorry, especially especially in Green Bay. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
Have a long
shortage.
wait list.
There's just a shortage of tickets around sometimes of the year.
Yeah. It's funny because have never gone to a Packers game until working here. So,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah. Great. But yeah, both of those things, those are big myths.
What makes a great social media manager in today's landscape?
I'm still trying to figure that one out. I really think a lot of it is multitasking and being open-minded and just having really great communication. And just always like staying on top of just like the platforms and all of that stuff, obviously. But we are responsible for everything in the organization. Like we need to know what's going on in all the different business units so we can accurately represent all of the information to our audience. And so I think just communication, having an open mind, asking questions.
Yeah.
Um, my favorite is just like why, like what are your goals? What do you want to gain out of this? And like here's how we can help make that successful for you. Um, yeah, I think just really those things.
Love it. You've worked with athletes, executives, creators. What's one common trait you see in the best collaborators?
Communication and open-mindedness.
Okay.
I think being able to come with an idea to a meeting and then being willing to listen to others and be open to the feedback and open to an actual collaboration. I think that is where success it
Yeah.
can go. Yeah.
Love that. Is there a platform out there today amongst the sea that we have right now, but a platform you've been keeping your eye on that others might be sleeping on?
Honestly, threads. Like, I don't know if that's like really commonly used. Like, I know it is, but we are just really starting to do more on that platform. It's still kind of, I don't say new to us, but it's just not part of like our daily strategy. But like, it's definitely something that we are experimenting more on and trying to figure out like how what the best way is to go about it.
It's an interesting one because it's like a mix between Twitter and Blue Sky and what that, but it's like it's so Instagram friendly and like Instagram happy, actually, is what I should say.
Yeah, and there's so much potential, and I really think it's exciting to be able to kind of mess around with it and just see what sticks best for our audience.
Renae, my last question for you is just what continues to fuel your fire for everything that you're doing on a daily basis?
The love of it, honestly, that's such a cliche and dumb answer,
No, it's
but
good.
I really love a challenge, and I just really love pushing myself to
Yeah.
see where I can go creatively and just where how big my goals can be and how big I can make them to be able to reach them, you know? I think it's just such a fun job, and I really love the organization that I'm a part of, and I love the team that I'm a part of. And I really believe in like what we're doing on the field and in the front office, and it's just a really fun time to be a very small part of it and being able to reach our audience who's so passionate
Yeah.
about everything Packers and being able to share more about our players' stories and just like what we're doing as an organization and like all of the community service that we do. It's yeah, it's probably just the love of that and just I
Love
don't
it.
know, being able to represent this organization in the best way possible.
I love it. Renee, I can't thank you enough for sitting down with me and letting me dive into your world. And I'm so glad to have another MSU here and have a little bit of that here with us today. So I so appreciate you taking the time with me.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. This has been really great.
Yeah, you guys, I'm gonna have all of Renee's socials down below. Please go give her a follow, stay in tune with everything she's doing. Go follow the Packers. Get ready for the new season here. And I know Renee's gearing up for it.
I'm so excited. I'm ready for it, but there is just so much work that I wish I could still do.
So little time in the day. Still need
Ah,
to eat, sleep, and yeah, all those things.
tell me. Yep.
All those things. Renee, thank you. And as
Thank you so much.
always, yeah. And as always, I will see you guys back here next time. Bye, y'all.